All right, Josh and Brian from Beginners to Pros. So it's summer, right?
Yes.
It's summer. So now we're doing some experimentation because, well, I'll put it on Brian right here while I'm talking. So we put a video out a few months back where we got a concept. We only had about 20 games on it, and we put it over here in our Reviver. So you can see we're just starting to get some things fired up here. Now, go ahead and pop this thing open. Yes, we do understand that this is probably plasticizer coming out of the ball, but we also believe that it's oil. So now, here's what's interesting. So we know the folks at CTD had released some of these products, so we've got this back to life. And then what was the other stuff that we used?
Incredible clean and that wow factor.
Wow factor. Okay. But the back to life, this is the little polymer stuff, right? That was supposed to like soak into the ball?
Yes.
Okay. So why don't you read the instructions of what we did? Now, again, before Brian gets into this, we are not making any sort of definitive claims. We're not saying that it doesn't work. We trust Ron over there. It's great stuff. We also know that, doing heat extraction on the ball absolutely extracts oil. But as you can see in there, it also is pulling out plasticizer. So we get that. We're not disputing those claims. Okay?
These are just observations that we're making.
This is
probably a combination of oil and plasticizer.
Yep. Okay. So here's what's interesting. We've got two balls here. Okay. And then I'm going to have Brian read these instructions. But we've got an effector that I just pulled off the wall. And we've got a Zen label that we cleaned up. Now, this ball, how many games did they say how many games were on it?
No,
there's got to be a few hundred on it.
There was a lot of games.
Okay, so a lot of games on this bowling ball. So, Brian, read the instructions because we want to walk through and just make sure that we're understanding this right. So if anybody says, hey, you're doing it wrong, let us know in the comments. But go ahead, read this.
Okay, and this is what I did to this ball.
Okay, so that's
without using any heat extraction.
Okay.
Adjust the surface of the bowling ball using True Cut T sanding pads or True Cut T hand applied polish plus if needed. We don't have those sanding pads, but we do have the Vice and the Aberlon and Sia air pads to adjust the surface of the ball.
Okay.
Clean the bowling ball thoroughly using Incredible Clean.
Check.
Did that. Place the ball on the rotating ball cup with the DuraBlend X towel underneath.
Check.
Just for cleanliness.
Yep.
Spray that wow factor HM over the entire surface, flip the ball over, and repeat. Did it. Wipe the residual off with a DuraBlend X towel. Did it. Spin the ball on the rotating ball cup, finger holes up, and spray back to life evenly across the entire ball. One trigger pull should cover the entire ball. It's actually maybe 1.5 trigger pulls, and depends on how quick you spin it to completely coat the ball.
Makes sense.
Flip the ball over and repeat. Allow the mist to sit on the ball for 2 minutes. Did that. Wipe any residual material off ball with a CTD power pad. For best results, do this before and after bowling and reapply every 15 to 20 games for maximum effect.
Okay.
All done.
So we follow those instructions. Now here's what's interesting and we're unsure what we should do about this moving forward. So we're in experimentation phase over this summer. So we're going to be trying a whole bunch of stuff, but we had a customer come in with an Ion Pro, the original, whole bunch of games on it. That was easily probably 2 bowling seasons worth. I don't think he's done anything to pull oil out of the ball. We did not put it in the Reviver over here. So we ignored putting in the Reviver. We followed these instructions and gave it back to him. What's really cool, the ball comes out pretty freaking tacky.
Yeah, it did.
So we're like, all right, so this is obviously doing something. So we sent him off. He went and bowled with it. He threw, I believe he said 5 frames. And the ball went back to a slimy feeling, but he did say it was absorbing oil, and he saw some more performance.
Which it wasn't before. It wasn't absorbing oil before. He said the oil was just sitting on the ball.
Right. So I believe this stuff's working. But this is what's interesting. So I'm going to have Brian here. Put your hand on this effector. And we're just going to count 3, 4, 5. Okay? Some heat. Nothing.
Nothing.
Now let's do it with this Zen label that's got a whole bunch of games on it. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you can see here, those are not sweaty hands. I find it hard to believe that that's plasticizer, and you can see it's
And
absorbing back
going-
into the ball.
Absorbing right back into the
Yeah,
ball.
put your hand back on there again. We'll just hold there for maybe like 10 seconds.
Just
Probably
the
have to
heat.
wash your hands afterwards. But.
The heat from the hand.
Yeah, and so I'll just sit here like this too, just for the sake of the example. And for me, it's just hard to believe that this is plasticizer coming out of the ball. So,
And just to that point, if you watch the video that this was done with,
Ron's video.
Yeah.
CTDs, yeah.
He heated a brand new ball with a heat gun to about 130 degrees, which is what we use in the Reviver, and showed that plasticizer got pulled out of a brand new ball.
Yep.
That was kind of the point of it. But just, I'm sure our hands are not creating 130 degrees of heat.
Yeah, I mean, you could say
take
it's
your
at
hand-
least 80 degrees. So let's, on 3, we'll pull our hands off. 3, 2, 1. And you can see how much is coming out of that ball.
No plasticizer coming out of this ball.
Yep, nothing.
Is on the video, but there's certainly
Something.
oil, I
So-
think, because of the feel.
So the takeaway that we've got is that there's still oil in the ball. So we're trying to figure out, like, what is the best combination of things to do. So the next step, I think, Brian, you agree with me. We're going to put this Zen label in the extractor. We're going to get this oil out of the ball. Now, we understand the plasticizer is going to go. So we're thinking about hitting it with Back to Life on top of it.
Right. We're
And-
going to
and-
draw the oil out first and then do the back to life process and see what that does.
Yeah. So if anybody's got some thoughts about it, let us know. But yeah, thanks for listening. Excited to hear what you got to say in the comments. Cheers.